So, hello, welcome. Glad to be with you all again. So, I hope you're all well. Next stream will be on Thursday, which will be the 15th of January. Wow, we're already at the middle of January. So, welcome to Rishi and Julia. Welcome to Oksana and Vitali and Sia. Welcome to Yuri and Starry and Victoria. And welcome to Manisco and Julia as well. Okay, I haven't quite got this positioning right of my... Okay, let's try that. Try it like that. That might be better. So, let's get straight down to it then. Hey ho. Hi Jacob as well. Lovely to see you. And yeah, I might as well put that in the box to start with. And here's the first question. In a video, hi Maurits. There we go. In a video recounting the event, Owens, who passed away in 2016, remembered feeling like the Beverly Hillbillies as he rolled back to Alabama in the overburdened, bowed down, overwhelmed, overstocked pickup. Overstocked, says Maurits. Hi Marco, lovely to see you. Overstocked, says Oksana. Overstocked, says Vitali. This one's interesting. Overstocked, says Rishi. Overstocked, says Julia. Overwhelmed, says Victoria. Overstocked, says Jacob. Bowed down, bent from overload. Yes, bowed down, bent. Bowed down, Oksana, is more emotional. Let's see. Bowed down. Bowed down, bent from overload. I think bowed down probably, bent from overload is not too bad. Okay, so firstly, overstocked, it can't be. A shop is stocked, a business is stocked. So if you are overstocked, you have too much stock, you have too much in the way of goods to sell. Overwhelmed is completely covered. Yeah, a shop or a store would be overstocked, but not a pickup. Let's see. I think overburdened, bowed down, and overwhelmed would probably all fit. I think the one that they used was overburdened, but I think bowed down would also fit. Okay. Hi Manu, overstocked, too much to sell. Hello. So a system is overburdened, or it could be bowed down. I think it could be both. I think I'm going to give both of those as answers because I can't remember as well which one it was. F3. Overburdened and bowed down. Good morning, Manu. Great. Whoops. That looks better. Okay, and continue. But after selling that initial load, overburdened, loaded with too many things to carry, yes. But after selling that initial load, extended, spread, distributed, scattered out on sawhorse tables in a rented house, he was already looking for the next payload. Scattered out, says Manu. Spread out. A sawhorse is two pieces of wood that you open, and there's a little chain perhaps between the bottom two, and you put one here and you put one here, and you put a flat top on top. Spread out, or spread or scattered, says Maurits. Spread, says Sia. Spread out, says Victoria. Spread, says Julia. Okay, so let's look at these then. Extended is to make longer. Extended out, definitely not. Strewn, yes, but without the out. Strewn is thrown here and there. Strewn on sawhorse tables. Strewn would certainly work. Spread out. Scattered. Scattered out. Sawhorse. Burra. Yes, good. Okay. But probably spread out is a collocation of phrasal verb. Yeah, if things are spread out, they're all put in so that you can see it. Distributed out. No. Scattered, you throw one here, one there, and that would be the same as strewn. But spread out, spread out. Yeah, so each piece is there so that you can see the stuff. He was already looking for the next payload. Unclaimed Baggage was born. Abby Gentry Benson, an lifelong, constant, eternal, perpetual Scottsboro resident, was there for that first truckload. Lifelong, says Maurits. Lifelong, says Yuri. Lifelong, says Manu. Life constant, says Sia. Lifelong, says Oksana. Lifelong, says Vitali. Lifelong, says Julia. Life gong, says Manu. I love it. Okay, let's see. A perpetual resident. No, it doesn't feel very good. An eternal resident. It sounds like living there after death. A constant resident. Okay, so they've never left the place, but lifelong. A permanent resident, definitely. A lifelong, all of their life. I think, let's see, a constant resident. Lifelong is much better. Whoops. I'm eternal pain in the neck for my teachers, says Manu. Nah. When they opened the doors, there was a line with my mama and her friend, she told me. I still have a little jade ring. We got that just very actual, precise first day. Very, says Maurits. Very, says Yuri. Very, says Sia. Very, says Julia. A born and bred resident. That very first, says Manu. That very first. That very, says Oksana. Very for Vitali. Very for Victoria. That precise day. Precise would fit. That actual day would fit. Just wouldn't fit. But very... It sounds much neater, that very day. Yeah, these two, actual and precise, are a bit clumsy, but very is a good answer. It's the right answer. That very day. In this very class, we can learn a load of new words. Good, Manu. Okay, whoops. Very is for emphasis. I asked George Benson, who was searching, as she does every visit, for Chanel perfume, has her back, draws her back, tugs her back, tows her back. So draws for Vitali, draws for Yuri, draws for Manu, draws for Julia, draws for Manisco. Sorry, my mind's going. Draws for Maurits, draws for Oksana, draws for Manu, pulls her back. Yes, pulls certainly works, Oksana. Has her back. Yes, has also. What has her back? But normally has is when you're invited. I would love to have you back next week. What has her back? Has would work. I think draws is a better answer. To tug is to pull. And to tow. Okay, when your car doesn't work, you get it towed. Has her going back if she lives there again. So what draws her back? What attracts her back? Okay, I think has works, but I think draws is a better answer. What tugs her back would probably work as well. Toes not, but what draws her back? What attracts her back? What brings her back? And you don't know what you're going to get, she said. I come several times a week, sometimes twice a day. For me, it's like buying, shopping, retail, spree therapy. Why she's back. Yes, scattered and strewn suggest randomness. Chanel, too sophisticated people, the Gilded Age. So retail therapy, says Vitali. Retail therapy, says Julia. Shopping therapy, says Sia. Shopping therapy, says Oksana. May the good Lord designs good ads of perfume. Shopping therapy, says Manu. Shopping therapy, says Victoria. Spree therapy, says Manu. No clue, says Maurits. It's a collocation. I think these would all probably work. I think spree therapy probably would sound a bit weird. Okay, retail therapy. It's a collocation. Shopping therapy is certain to make you rue your decision. Retail therapy, this is making yourself feel better by going to buy things. Retail therapy, shopping spree, that's very good, Julia. Retail therapy. No, it doesn't make me feel good buying stuff I don't really want and don't really need. It's not. It's certainly not something I enjoy too much. Retailer, Coco. Okay, and timing. Okay, Owens sold the business to his son Brian in 1995. It was precipitous timing, timetabling, time framing, timelining. The same year, Oprah Winfrey featured Unclaimed Baggage on her show as a best-kept shopping secret. High AV from Iraq. Timing, says Vitali. Timing for Manu. Timing for Julia. Timing for Maurits. Timing for Oksana. Timetable is what you have at school. Time framing is how long something's going to take. Timelining, I guess, is working out the timeline for something. Hi Alex, lovely to see you. So it was precipitous timing. Okay, timing is when something happens. It was the right thing at the right time. Precipitous rhythm. It's no longer a secret. More than 1 million people per year make the Tour, Odyssey, Pilgrimage, Safari, Promenade to shop here. And Alabama Tourism even lists Unclaimed Baggage among the state's attractions. Pilgrimage, says Yuri. Tour, says Vitali. Pilgrimage for Manu. Pilgrimage for Alex. There. As if we were in Santiago. So, let's see. A tour. Make the tour to shop here. Make the detour. Make the tour. The tour is looking around. And to shop here, no. Make the Odyssey. The Odyssey, Odysseus, Homer. Make the pilgrimages a walk to a holy place, a long journey to get to somewhere important. Pilgrimage, says Julia and Oksana. The safari is what you do to see the animals in Africa. And the promenade, you walk along the seafront. Make a beeline for the shop. Yes, they go directly, they beeline for it. They go directly for it. The meaning's slightly different. To make the pilgrimage, they make a beeline for it. They go directly without stopping. Precipitous, change to worsen the situation, or dramatic, not well thought of. For them, it's the holy place to visit. Exactly, Oksana, and that's why it's a pilgrimage. It's a holy place. It's as if they're walking to Santiago. Promenade, says Maurits. Promenade, normally you promenade on the seafront. Is to take an evening walk next to the sea. Normally in a town, a seaside town. Stand corrected, however. Using pilgrimage in that particular context is the very definition of word inflation, if you get my drift. Yes, it is. But very often people use this ironically. A pilgrimage to a promenade, like a sea stroll, yes. People come for the valuable, weird and practical items that once held glory, honour, choice, pride, flower, elite, of place in someone's closet. Honour, says Manu. Pride, says Vitali. Sia, says honour. Glory, says Yuri. This is a collocation as well. Honour, says Victoria. Pride of place, says Alex. This is definitely a collocation. Pride of place, says Julia. Also, look at this alliteration, these P's. Pride of me, pride of place. So Manu sat in pride of place in the front seat of the class. Pride of place, says Maurits. 2 P's, yeah, pride of place. And very often these collocations work like that. Collocations tend to have onomatopoeia with them. It's much more common, a collocation with onomatopoeia. So I think all of them would fit, but pride of place. My trophy had pride of place in my cabinet. The picture my daughter painted is in pride of place. I just finished my hearing. Yes, it's definitely by an American. Look at the spelling as well, Sia. Pride of the hint. Pride of place, highest or first position. alliterations are part and parcel of medical occasions. That's lovely. Thank you, Alex. Like Gentry Benson, they come to test the store's logo, motto, trademark, adage. You never know what you'll find. So logo for Manu, motto for Oksana, motto for Manu, logo for Julia, adage for Vitali. My motto is never step back. Logo motto, says Maurice. Motto, says Julia. Motto, says Maurice. Motto for Victoria. Motto for Yuri. Yes, I will find my wallet without money. Motto for Alex. But it could be part of the store's logo. I suppose it could, but the logo is normally a picture, a design. Normally you'll find the logo in the trademark. Motto here is never missing a class. Okay, adage would certainly work. An adage is like something that's always true, something that's obviously you'll never walk alone. That sounds more like British football. I guess adage would work and is acceptable, but I think motto is probably the best word for it. Yeah, it's their motto. Over coffee at the in-store cafe, I asked yes, an adage is a bit like a proverb. Yeah, adage could match, definitely. Over coffee at the in-store cafe, I asked Sonny Hood, Unclaimed Baggage's senior PR manager, something that had been chewing, gnawing, biting, nibbling, chomping at me. Why aren't there other stores like this? Adagio and motto are similar. Okay, gnawing, says Vitali, gnawing, says Yuri, gnawing, says Alex, gnawing, says Julia, gnawing, says Maurice, gnawing for Manu, gnawing at for Oksana, rankling with me, rankling is quite good, nibbling at me, gnawing, says Victoria. Hello reader, lovely to see you. Okay, so something that had been chomping at me, chomp, chomp, is too strong. Something that had been biting at me, no. Something that had been chewing at me, no, no, no. Nibbling, I guess, but something that's gnawing at you is something it's always there, almost biting the back of your mind. Yeah. Manu, stop talking for a while, tell me, is what your father says, gnawing. Okay, something that's been gnawing away at me. Something that's been gnawing at my mind. To gnaw. A dog gnaws a bone. Roer, Manu, for gnawing. Okay. So, he says, we have contracts with the airlines, but it's really about the relationship built up over 55 years, Hood said, as a shopper passed with a trolley full of cycling gear, outfits, stuff, utensils, raiment. Rankle, a something that causes continual annoyment. Nibbling, but nibbling's much smaller. Gear, says Maurice. Gear, says Oksana. Utensil, says Manu. Gear, says Vitali. Gear for Yuri. Gear for Alex. Gear for Julia. Gear or apparatus, says Sia. But gear is probably better. Apparatus, says Sia. Apparatus. Cycling apparatus. Just about. I don't like apparatus very much. Chemistry apparatus. Utensils are cooking apparatus. Stuff is too informal. Cycling outfit. Outfit is countable. Cycling outfits. And raiments means clothes and is a very formal word. Yeah, nibbling, how a mouse eats and pretty cute. Accoutrement, I like accoutrement. Accoutrement and raiment, says White Stripes. Welcome, White Stripes. Cycling gear, cycling stuff. This to me sounds like different things. A pump or kit or paraphernalia. Much better, Vitali, yes. Cycling kit, cycling paraphernalia. Accoutrement, paraphernalia. Gear is called what a team need. Appurtenances. Yes, I guess appurtenances would work as well. And with 300 employees, the level of care here is hard to replicate, reiterate, recur, replica. Replicate, says Maurits. Replicate for Sia. Replicate for Manu. Replicate for Oksana. Replicate for Vitali. Replicate for Julia. Cycling apparatus calls up the image of somebody cycling on the moon. That would be very difficult with so little gravity. Replica is so Spanish. Similar to one replicate. Hard to ape. Normally ape, Sia, is about behaviour. You normally ape what somebody else is doing. So stop aping your brother. Stop aping what this footballer is doing. The spitting image of replica, appurtenance, items connected or typical of a specific activity. So very definitely. To emulate. Emulate's a good word, Jacob. To reiterate is to say again. To recur, pi 3.1415926, it's a recurring number. Something that again happens, repeats. "15 score employees," very good. It's a replica, but the verb is to replicate, to copy. Every single thing has to be unpacked, untangled, cleaned, researched, professionally appraised and authenticated. We never sell knockoffs, rip-offs, bootlegs, stitch-ups, and divided into sell, donate or recycle. Knockoffs, says Vitali. Knockoffs, says Sia. Knockoffs, says Manu. Knockoffs for Oksana. Knockoffs for Maurits. Knockoffs for Alex. So, knockoffs for Victoria. Rip-offs, says Yuri. But we are always ripped off. Okay, a rip-off is something that's not fair. They didn't use the Oxford comma. No, they didn't. A rip-off is something where they take your money unfairly. A knockoff is a fake stuff. Yeah, exactly. Knockoffs are fakes, falsifications. So there's your false Louis Vuitton suitcase and your false Converse sneakers. It's miscalled. A bootleg, counterfeit, yes. A bootleg is an illegal recording made at a concert. These used to be Poundland version. I love that Poundland version. Or bootleg is alcohol which hasn't had the tax paid on it. Okay, so knockoffs, a knockoff, an illegal copy, a counterfeit, a forgery. Okay. So it goes online for sale on our website. It also has to be photographed, described, recorded, filed, listed, enrolled and shipped. Listed, says Sia. Bootleg, illegal concert recording or untaxed alcohol. Smuggling in the golden was bootlegging. Listed, says Maurice. Yes, a bootleg album. Let's see, it's something that everybody makes their own recording. But when I was a kid, Oksana, you could buy bootleg recordings of concerts where there was no record, no official record, there was no official version of it. Listed, says Vitali. Listed, says Julia. Listed, says Manu. Listed, says Oksana. Listed for Jacob. Listed for Alex. Filed. But filed has the idea you're putting it away. I guess you could file it, but it's listed for sale. You list something for sale. You put it in the list of things that are for sale. You enroll in a course. I guess you could record it or file it. Glove hand. I'll look at that one. I filed my house, photographed my trips every month. Yes, you sell a lot on Vinted. To list is what you do every day. Absolutely. So to list, it's part of the list of things for sale. I'll have a look at it, White Stripes. And last one for today then. We scrub, rinse, bathe, launder 100,000 items per month. It's the largest commercial cleaner in the state. Okay, I get it. I'm sorry for being so thick, White Stripes. Bootleg glove hand, absolutely. Launder, says Sia. Launder, says Yuri. Launder, XD, says Mauri. It's exactly what I thought as well. Launder, says Victoria. Launder, says Julia. To launder, to wash. To wash and clean. Yeah. Okay, so to scrub, you scrub. Launder money, says White Stripes. Launder $10,000. Is where launder actually comes from. Yes, it is. Exactly. To rinse is you're washing something, you pour water over it to get rid of the soap. To bathe is to have a bath. To launder, to wash, to clean. Launder. Directs to money laundering. Yes. Yeah, because you make the money clean. You take dirty money and you launder it to make it clean. That's the idea. Okay, so yeah, what 100,000 items a month. What the items are, who knows? Okay, so to launder. And that's enough for today, ladies and gentlemen. So next stream. You wash the money, launder. But this is where the expression actually comes from. Yes, it is. Exactly. From a laundry. Okay, so next stream is on Thursday, which is the 15th of January at 3:30 p.m. UK time. So thank you all for coming. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Manu, thank you. Yuri, thank you. Julia, thank you. Victoria, thank you. Oksana, great to have you, Manu. So let's just check this properly. And thank you to Alex and Jacob and Julia. Thank you to Maurits and Manu and Oksana. Thank you to Sia and White Stripes and Yuri. Thank you to Victoria and thank you to Vitali. So yeah, time flies when you're having fun. That's definitely an adage. So take care, all of you. I hope you have a great time. It's been a pleasure having you, Vitali. And I'll see you on Thursday. Ta-ta, Alex. Well done. Thank you. So, on Thursday, yeah, Thursday at the normal time. So, bye for now.